Everybody, Coach Dan here coming to you live, recorded live at mile 20 of the Boston Marathon, kicking off our 2026 Boston training powered by Nike Running. This is a thorough overview of what you can expect in training with Heartbreak. So, our business and our coaching was born right here at mile 20. So, our mission for the locals is to bring a hardcore home course advantage. That's something that if you run with us, you're going to feel hitting all these long runs on the course. If you're semi-local, like in New England, I highly recommend coming out and running with us. If you are distant, maybe a distant local friend in Cleveland, in Chicago, in Seattle, maybe come out for one of the big ones. But in any case, you'll be getting wisdom from the course. And number one, thank you for following along with our training journey. I'm going to run through a few things, but first, let's talk about the Boston Marathon. This is the 130th running of the Boston Marathon. It is the most prestigious of the world majors. You either have to qualify or raise funds to get into this race. It's a life dream for so many people. This year, the 130th running also marks 60 years since Bobby Gibbs' epic run as the first female competitor in the race. And it's just going to be a special year. I feel really excited about this one. We have Coach Mariel Hall, an Olympian, world-class athlete, world championships competitor, and most importantly, a really cool human being who's exceptional at capturing the moments around us and thoughtfully conveying those lessons through coaching and writing. So excited to have Marielle along for the journey as my co-coach. She is also Heartbreak's LA GM and head coach, so you will see her weekly in my videos. So for those of you following along, we have a beginner plan and an intermediate plan. So both plans will get you through powerfully ready to run the best Boston Marathon of your life. The beginner plan is for beginners. It is also for athletes who have maybe run 50 Boston Marathons, but want the most gentle ramp up in training. So the beginner plan starts with a 6 mile long run. It peaks with one 20 mile run, and that gives us more recovery time and, like I said, a more gentle ramp up in distance. The intermediate plan has three 20+ mile runs. So in order to get our bodies ready to do that, we start much more advanced. A lot of the long runs in the intermediate plan also have assignments. So, you'll be doing mid-long run tempos and pickups and things like that to really make that maybe BQ aspiration a reality. Um, Training services around the plans. So every single store across the country hosts a Thursday night speed workout. Every single store in LA, Chicago, and Boston hosts well, not every store in Boston, but every city hosts a long run on Saturdays. Our long runs are in Newton, in the Boston area, Chicago, Lincoln Park, and Santa Monica, in greater Los Angeles. So wherever you're training, we've got you covered. You can follow along here where we'll send out Friday afternoon videos from Marielle and I to hammer home what you should be thinking about on those long runs to help you execute those long runs to the best of your ability. In Boston, in particular, we also have Tuesday morning sessions at the Reggie Lewis Center. Those will begin in the new year in January. So you can find all of the information of all of the special sessions, our Christmas celebration runs, or anything else that pops up. If you go to heartbreak.run, then click run, go to run with us, pick your city or your area, and then look up the calendar there. So that is where you'll find all the info. So keep an eye on there. If you're wondering if we have a session, if there's extra stuff, that's the place to look. Okay. Keys to success. So I really believe there are three primary keys to success in our training plans. Um, you're going to learn you're going to learn a lot about yourself in the training plans. I think one of the highlights I have in the document is that slide with Marielle and I sitting on the barriers in Chicago ahead of the Chicago Marathon, just reminding you to be where you are. You're going to hear that from me a lot. Don't look ahead and worry about the run in 3 weeks or the longest long run and how you've never run 20, you've never run 10. How could you possibly go that far? That's not an issue right now. We just have to be where we are with the body we have. And by the time you get to mid-March, you're going to be a different athlete. Whether you've done this before and you've seen it before, it can still feel daunting. And if you haven't done it before, it's even more daunting. So just be where you are, do the thing you need to do, and the program stacks, and you're going to do well. The keys to success, though, as I see them, number one, consistency. Number two, variation. Number three, listen to your body. So, number one, consistency. So, you need to be consistent. You need to keep those training days stacking. There's lots of us have work travel or family and kids and lots of things that are going to get in the way. But we really need to protect those running days. Up here in Boston, it's another 20-degree day out there. And if you're having one of those days where maybe you only have 20 minutes to get in a run and you wanted to go for 45 or the plan said 45, I would really encourage you that in spite of the fact that you're going to need to get dressed in your socks, sports bra, tights, underlayer, base layer, wind layer, gloves, hat, you might think it's not worth getting that stuff dirty for just 20 minutes. It absolutely is. It's really important. If you're considering a 0 day and you can do a 20-minute day, do the 20-minute day. When you look at the way the weeks flow, doing a 20-minute run will hold your fitness rather than detrain you. So it's important to pick those spots. So when you're looking at a week, and if you can get in 20 minutes every other day rather than a speed workout and a great run and then your long run, just remember when you're doing those little runs, you're just basically like pausing the program so that you can be back in when your life allows. So really protect those training days and weeks, and when you can still do something, take that as a win and do that thing, because we really want you to be consistent throughout. We know life is going to creep in, and we know there are going to be those days when you absolutely cannot run. So get it in when you can, even if it's just a little bit. All right. Variation. So just like a good basketball player needs to be able to rebound, to shoot outside, to drive to the lane, to play defense, to dribble, to shoot free throws, all of those things make a great basketball player. Running is a dynamic sport also. You need to be able to run fast. You need to be strong. You need a strong core so that you can express your strength and power through your running body in the most efficient possible way. You need to be flexible so that you can access all of that speed, power, and flow that you're going to need. So you need to be able to run long. You need to be able to build power, build efficiency. So there's a variety of days in the training plans for everybody. So speed days allow us, speed and hills in particular, allow us to build power, running form, efficiency. Strides help you build that form over small little bits. You have long days because we're training for the marathon. It's a very long race. And you have easy days because we need to be able to recover from these things, continue to build our cardiovascular engine. But if you've been a swimmer or a cyclist, running is a little different. You can't go hard every day. So you need those easy days. That's really where the money's made here in the marathon. So use your anchors like your speed day and your long day to keep yourself responsible to keep those easy days in the schedule too. For me, it's having these bigger days that make me stay on task. So that variety of training, that longer days, faster days, the when you go fast. In your speed days, you don't need to be an expert at speed. You can just follow along in the Nike running app. I'm in there. If you could do those runs in succession and be all trained up, if you did one of those each week, but the point is when you're working hard in small bits at 10K pace in a speed run, for instance, or you're hammering the hills in a speed run and then jogging nice and easy down, you start to in those small bits get braver. Also, there's I think a strong mentality that we're building on through those things. Where you learn to struggle through challenge and not be afraid. And then when it comes to longer days that are an easier pace, you'll feel good. You'll be surprised at how great you feel. So all of the days work together to create you as the most powerful, strong version of yourself that will undoubtedly be able to conquer the Boston Marathon. All right, last one. Key to success here, listen to your body. So we are asking a lot of ourselves in the course of training for a marathon. It's obviously a long training experience. Running is not an easy sport. It is an incredibly rewarding sport, and it's the marathon is a metaphor for many things in life. And it is that because it's hard, and you have to listen to your body throughout. So. You'll hear me say this throughout the training plan too. You need to be your own best training advocate. So when something pops up, if your knee is starting to get sore or your ankle, and you're just at the beginning of something doesn't feel right, that's a warning to go see a professional. I am not a body working professional. I am not a physician. I am not a PT. So you may ask me what I would recommend, and I'm going to say exactly this. Do less right now. Stop running. Get in the gym. Do some aqua jogging. Do some elliptical. Do some stationary bike. Move around on all those machines. If you still can run a little bit, maybe to hold your capacity. You can do those machines for an hour and then just run a half mile and you'll get your running legs back. You'll feel like you ran much further. Use those types of tricks throughout the training to make sure that when something pops up, you continue to train. You don't just detrain or worry that running isn't training. It's all training. Your heart doesn't know what's making it pump so hard. So you can do a variety of different things. So protect yourself with those scaled back weeks if needed. If something, say your knee starts to hurt or your foot or arch starts to hurt, and it gets worse throughout the day, it gets worse as you run. Again, same thing. Emergency, go see a professional. A professional can do the work of evaluating why that may have started, can apply some acute treatment to the area in question, and it's much better than an amateur rolling around on a foam roller thinking that they're helping themselves a whole lot. So with a major life goal in the balance, make sure that you're doing some serious um, evaluation of your body's needs and protecting yourself most importantly. So as is true with all medical interventions, early intervention is the key to success. So that is true for running also. I'm going to share the training program now so you can see a little bit about exactly what we'll be using as our foundational document. So hopefully you got this in your inbox. If you didn't yet and you've watched this far, that might be a miracle, but head to heartbreak.run and sign up for the plan. It'll be in your inbox either Friday or Sunday. Okay, so as I said, we're celebrating 60 years since Bobby ran her Boston Marathon, broke the barriers, Coach Marielle Hall. So weekly training events, again, this is where you can find us. Head to heartbreak.run, click run with us. You'll find all the RSVPs for all of our sessions. The Reggie Lewis Center, a couple of those shots are from there. And that's our friend Drew in an icy and cold Boston Classic a couple of years back. Special events, Jog and Nog, that's this week. That is a holiday themed run that's happening in LA, in Chicago, and in Boston. So come on out. It's an easy run. It's all about fun, discount, having a party with your friends. First, Firehouse, our first long run is this weekend. So every Saturday you can show up in Boston, Chicago, or LA. We've got you covered on long runs. Winter Rewind is a special Boston party. Heartbreak Open House will take place also in Boston, Chicago, and Los Angeles. And then the real key dates that everybody's going to want to know is the starting line bus run, where we load buses here at mile 20, head out to the starting line, have a big moment out there, and then we run back the first half. The week after that, we do a big 20-mile run. So those are the two key experiences I think you should enjoy if you're considering coming in for some training and you're from out of town. Those are the ones to hit. You can find me on the Nike Running app. We've got a Yoga for Runners yoga class created by Rebecca Pacheco. She is the creator of the Runners World Yoga Center. She's also my wife, so you can be certain that's a great class. I like to do it once a week if I can, if I'm in a good rhythm. I'm usually not, but once a week is good. It's only 40 minutes and it'll help reset your body, get you some blood flow. It's a great active recovery day for the day after a long run. All right, running shoes. Let's talk about shoes a little bit. You're probably going to need at least 3 pairs of shoes. Some of you are going to want some racers in there. Some of you are doing higher mileage and will need 4 pairs. running shoes are good for about 3 to 500 miles. Fresher footwear is better. This is where our body meets the road, and there are a variety of cushioning and supportive shoes out there. So we have here responsive cushioning, supportive cushioning, maximum cushioning. So the most important thing about footwear is what feels good on your foot. So if you come into Heartbreak, we'll do a video gait analysis. We'll watch you run, make some recommendations based on how we see your body move. We'll also take the feedback that you tell us, what you're training for, how it's, how you've trained in the past, and we want you to leave feeling comfortable and confident. Um, in your footwear. I mean, some good news about footwear in the running world right now is they're designed to make running easy, accessible. It's been a lot of years of learning running shoes here for the entire industry, and I think right now is definitely the best moment I've ever seen for running footwear. There are so many shoes that just feel great. Even a lot of the neutral shoes have some inherent support. So come on in to Heartbreak. If you're training under our program, you'll get 10% off. So mention that you're training for the marathon, mention that you're using our programming, and that's that. Fueling on the run. One of the major differences between the marathon and other shorter races is the fact that you need fuel in order to finish, to perform at your best. So we work with Morton to provide fuel on the runs, and we'll talk a lot more about that as the training plan goes on. But you definitely want to be comfortable finding the power snack that works for you. So for some of you, it'll be Morton. For others, it'll be other products. But you definitely need to figure out how to eat and run. That is one of the keys to success here that you'll work on in the long runs. Here's your training services overview. The thing I want to get to here quick, this is your overview of our long run progression. So you can see right here is the peak week 16. That's the 20 miler for the intermediates, or I'm sorry, for the beginners. But the intermediates have 20 miler here, a 20 miler here, and a 20 miler here. So the ramp up is much faster. And you can see the long runs go up a couple weeks and then we go back down. We go up a couple weeks and go back down. So that's so that you can recover and start to reap the benefits of these longer runs. You have to pull back sometimes so that your body can catch up with what you've been applying to it, and then on the next long run, you'll be stronger, more confident for having gone through everything you did. So that's a little long run overview. When it comes to the speed workouts, this is the training bank. So when it says on your training plan, Heartbreaker workout of the week, Heartbreaker workout of the week, you can find those in the training bank. It says see workout bank, and then you go to the last page of your plan. This is your workout bank, and you can see it says Tuesday, the first one, Tuesday 10 times parentheses. 1 minute at 10K pace, followed by 90 seconds easy, end parentheses. So what that means is you can see to the left, it describes what would happen. You would go for a jog, warm up, stop and stretch after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever feels right for your mileage that day. If you're a beginner, it's probably just 10 minutes. You'll stretch a little bit and then you'll go into 1 minute at 10K effort. So you do not need to be expert at this. You do not need to say, okay, my 10K effort says on the calculator, it's a 9:32 pace, therefore I will run 9:32. And if I run 9:20 or 9:40, 9:48 or 10:02, that you somehow messed it up. Don't worry about the exact science of it. Running isn't by nature exacting. Certainly the sport is, and its evaluation, how we look at it after is, but it's a lot about feeling. So 10 times 10K pace, 1 minute 10K pace with 90 seconds on is means you're going to do 1 minute at 10K effort, 90 seconds easy, 1 minute at 10K effort, 90 seconds easy until you reach 10 of those at 1 minute at 10K effort. So that's all that means. There might be some other workouts. But going back to the pace, 10K pace, it's your 6.2 mile race pace. So you could hold that pace for 6.2 miles. So it should feel strong, but it shouldn't be scary. You shouldn't be falling off a cliff after 1 minute. You should feel strong. You should be grateful it's over, but you should be able to go for much longer at that pace. So whatever that is for you on that day is all it is. You do not need to overthink it. If you're not sure, it's just a little bit faster for a minute and then easy for 90 seconds, a little bit faster for a minute, easy 90 seconds. Those of you who know, you know how to hit it. I'm not worried about you, but for those of you who might be intimidated by that, don't be. It's just picking it up a little bit and then going easy for 1.5 times as long, right? We're going 60 seconds on, 90 seconds off. Some of the other workouts there, you'll see 4 times 800. This is week 8. 4 times 800. Paces, 5K, MGP, 5K, MGP. Easy jog recovery, 1 minute 30 to 2 minutes between each. And then 8 times 200. So you're doing 800s and you're alternating 5K pace. So what I'm trying to do there is dig you a hole, a 5K pace, 800 meters. You're gonna jog a little bit, then you're gonna go MGP. So that's so that you can feel what marathon goal pace feels like, how relatively slow it is. This is more of a mind messing workout where I'm having you go fast and then going marathon goal pace, then fast, then marathon goal pace. Then you'll take a little, after your fourth one and fourth break, you'll go 8 by 200 meters, marathon goal pace, 5K, 5K mile with a 200-meter jog between each one. So get to a local track if you can. Um, 200 meters is half the track. That again is 200 meters at marathon goal pace is an absurd pace to run for 200 meters. It feels weirdly slow, but that's kind of the point for my marathoners. I want you to feel your body in that motion on a track. A track will make it harder to find that pace because it's the energy of a track is different, right? You're usually chasing or ready to go fast, but holding and containing that marathon pace forces you to see how easy it feels, and then we'll pick it up each one of those. So we're working some mind work around marathon goal pace, and also just some doses of speed to make you feel sharp and alive. So any questions there on the workouts, you can hit up Coach Live Q&A if you're part of the nonprofit or Heartbreaker training, and that's your overview. This Boston Marathon training period is always the most special time of my year. It's even reading Coach Marielle's introduction letter and picking the images to put there. I was starting to get emotional because it's such a special day, but it's a special day because of all the work we do from right now through the end of the period of training. So I'm so excited to be a part of your journey as a guide, hopefully locally for those of you around Boston and wherever you are. So expect a weekly email from me on Sundays, video featuring Coach Marielle and I every Friday, and we'll see you at the events, at the Christmas parties, at the Heartbreak Open House, and most certainly right out this window at mile 20 on April 20th. So happy training, everybody. Thank you for following along on the 2026 Heartbreak Boston training powered by Nike Running. You'll hear from me every week. Let's go.